Hey guys, good evening. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life as we wrap up another amazing week. Today is March 14th, 2025, and welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. This is Series 4. We're on Show 11, by the way, and I'll get to the master topic in just a second. I am your host, John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. I'm not only a podcast host, but I'm also a podcast coach. And it is my privilege, pleasure, and honor to have you here with me uh, right now as you're watching this great show. All right, so I want to let you know that our granular topic for this evening is staying true to your values, Series 4, Show 11, episode number 7. Number 7. All right, everyone. So let's turn your workplace and personal life into a hub of authenticity, creativity, and engagement. Do check out believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. And friends and colleagues, if you're thirsty, why not go get yourself something to drink in the kitchen, something hot, something cold, or maybe something to eat, like something sweet, something not, something healthy, whatever floats your boat, and come on back to our show. In a world filled with distractions, pressures, and of course, outside influences, staying true to your values can feel like swimming against the current. But here's the real truth: your values define who you are, guide your decisions, and shape the legacy you leave behind. Whether in business, relationships, or personal growth, standing firm in what you believe will give you clarity, confidence, and fulfillment. Um, Today or tonight, I'm diving very deep into some very powerful, actually, ladies and gentlemen, I've got 10 powerful, yes, 10 very, very powerful um, ways to ensure you stay true to your values, no matter what life throws at you. So let's get started, everyone. You ready? All right. Number one, define your core values. Before you can stay true to your values, you need to clearly define them. What matters most to you? Is it honesty? Is it integrity, compassion, perseverance, or something else? Your values are the compass that directs your life's path. Take time to reflect on what truly resonates with you, not just what society or others expect. Write them down, revisit them often, and let them be your foundation for decision making. When you have a strong sense of what you stand for, making tough decisions becomes much easier, ladies and gentlemen. Your values should not be vague ideas, but concrete principles that guide your everyday actions and your long term goals. Number two, recognize challenges to your values. Life will test you. Oh, yes, it will. There's no avoiding it. You'll encounter situations where sticking to your values may seem inconvenient, unpopular, or even risky. It could be a work environment that encourages shortcuts, friends who pressure you into things that don't align with your beliefs, or moments of self doubt that make you question your path. The key is to recognize these challenges before they happen so you can prepare yourself mentally and, of course, emotionally. Awareness is the first step to overcoming obstacles. When you anticipate challenges, you can create strategies to navigate them without compromising your values. Staying true to yourself doesn't mean the road will be easy, but it does mean you will always walk with integrity. Number three, set boundaries to protect your values. This is really key, ladies and gentlemen. Setting boundaries is crucial for maintaining your values. Without them, it's easy to drift away from what truly matters. Boundaries help define what is acceptable and what isn't in your life, whether it's in personal relationships, work environments, or social situations. If something goes against your core beliefs, don't be afraid to say no. Protecting your values may require you to distance yourself from negative influences, decline opportunities that don't align with your principles, or even make difficult choices about the people you keep in your life. Setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out, it's about making you create a space where your values can thrive. All right. Number four, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you will enjoy number four. Number four is a really, really good one. Align actions with beliefs. Having values is one thing, but living by them is another. Your actions should consistently reflect what you believe in. It's easy to talk about integrity, honesty, or kindness, but Do your daily choices align with those principles? Small everyday decisions matter just as much as big ones do. If you believe in fairness, do you treat others with respect? If you value hard work, do you put in the effort? When your actions and beliefs are aligned, you build credibility and trust with yourself and others. Staying true to your values means living them not just when it's convenient, but all the time. Number five, ladies and gentlemen, surround yourself with like minded individuals. The people you spend time with influence your mindset, choices, and ultimately your ability to stay true to your values. If you surround yourself with those who constantly challenge or dismiss your beliefs, you may find yourself struggling to hold on to them. Instead, seek out individuals who uplift, inspire, and support your commitment to integrity. Find mentors, friends, or colleagues who share your core principles and encourage you to grow. Being in the right company can strengthen your resolve and make it easier to stay on the right path. Positive reinforcement from the right people helps you stay firm when temptations or external pressures try to push you off track. Number six, stay consistent despite the pressures around you. There will be times when staying true to your values comes with resistance. Maybe a job opportunity requires you to bend your ethics, or a social group pressures you to act against your belief. Staying consistent means holding your ground even when it's difficult. Integrity is built over time, and the more consistently you stay true to your values, the stronger your character becomes. People may not always agree with you, but they will respect your unwavering commitment. Strength comes from staying firm, even when others waver. Your values are not negotiable, they are the essence of who you are. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen, your values are not negotiable, they are the essence of who you are. Number seven, adapt without compromising integrity. Staying true to your values doesn't mean being rigid. Life changes, and so do circumstances, but integrity remains constant. You must be adaptable, open to new perspectives, learning, and growth without sacrificing your core beliefs. Flexibility means adjusting your methods while staying rooted in your principles. For example, if a strategy at work conflicts with your ethics, find an alternative approach that aligns with your values. Growth requires adaptation, but it should never come at a cost of who you are. A strong foundation allows you to evolve while staying true to your essence. And I think a lot of people miss this because they're trying to become popular. Lead by example. The best way to inspire others is by living your values every day. Whether you're in a leadership position or simply influencing those people around you, heading up and leading by example reinforces your commitment to your principles. People notice integrity. It stands out. Your consistency will encourage others to do the same. Being a role model doesn't mean being perfect, but it does mean being accountable. Show others that staying true to your values is not only possible, but also rewarding. When you walk the talk, you create the ripple effect, inspiring those around you to do the same. Number nine, reflect and reassess regularly. Life is a journey, and staying true to your values requires continuous reflection. Take time to assess whether your actions align with your beliefs. Are you making decisions based on your principles, or are external factors influencing you? Self reflection helps you stay on track and recognize areas where you may need to strengthen your resolve. Journaling, meditation, or simply taking quiet moments to evaluate your choices can make a big difference. The more you reflect, the more in tune you become with your authentic self. Number 10, celebrate staying true to yourself. In a world that often rewards compromise, celebrating your commitment to your values is essential. Recognize the moments when you stood firm and even when it was tough. Acknowledge your growth and the positive impact of staying authentic. Celebrate not just the big wins, but the small victories as well. Every time you make a decision that aligns with your beliefs, you reinforce your integrity. Staying true to your values is a lifelong journey, and every step in the right direction is worth celebrating. Wow, guys, that's a mouthful, right? But let's see if we can find some, Bible passages to align with each one, and that's something I want to share with you guys. So, number one, we're talking about defining your core values. So when we think about defining our core values, what seems to come to mind to me, and maybe it comes to mind for you as well, um, is something that hope will hit home for you. And that is, quote, teach me your way, O Lord, that I may walk in your truth. Unite my heart to fear your name, close quote. Psalm 86:11. Number two, recognize challenges to your values. Be sober minded, be watchful. Your adversity, the devil prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. Book 1, Peter 5:8. Number three, set boundaries to protect your values. Quote, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Close quote. Proverbs verse 423. Number four, align actions with beliefs, but be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourself. James 1:22. So what that's trying to tell us is that what we hear, we want to respond to. But if we constantly just only hear and we don't take action, you know what happens? We don't go anywhere. We do not go anywhere. And I think that's a very important truth to have and to hopefully understand. All right. That is very important. Number five, stay consistent despite the pressures. Quote, let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. Close quote. Galatians 6:9. And I think as we can attune to this, and whether you are religious or not, I think the most important thing is that you have to understand that everything comes from our Creator. I think that's probably one of the most important things. Number seven, adapt without compromising integrity. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Romans 12:2. And so, if we can understand how something links, we might be able to act in a different way. Number eight, lead by example. Let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Number nine, reflect and reassess regularly. Quote, examine yourselves to see whether you are in the faith. Test yourselves. Books 2 Corinthians 13:5. Number 10, celebrate staying true to yourself. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith, right? Book 2 Timothy 4:7. All right. You've hit to know that this is actually the power. But I think sometimes the power will elude us, right? Right? It could elude us. And you might be saying, John, I don't know. Staying true to your values is not only a spiritual practice, but a powerful way to live a life of integrity and purpose. The Bible offers clear guidance for defining and guarding core beliefs from recognizing the challenges we face to importances of setting boundaries that protect our hearts and minds. Proverbs 4:23 reminds us to guard our hearts, as everything we do flows from it. And this foundation principle allows us to maintain clarity and conviction in the choices we make every single day in our lives. Aligning our actions with our beliefs is critical, as James 1:22 calls us to be, quote, doers of the word. This means actively living out the values we hold dear, despite the pressures and distractions around us from many. Galatians 6:9, as we said, encourages us to remain consistent in doing good, knowing that the rewards will come in due time, whether in the face of adversity or temptation. Standing firm in our values ensures that we remain authentic, like the wise one in Proverbs 13:20, who will walk with others, who shares their values and reinforces them. While pressures to conform can be overwhelming, Romans 12:2 encourages us to resist being conformed, or molded to the world. Instead, transforming our minds and hearts to reflect God's will. Integrity becomes our anchor in this process, allowing us to adapt to new situations without losing who we are at our core. Leading by example, as Matthew 5:16 suggests, is not just about influencing others, but it's about reinforcing our own commitment to living true to our values in every situation, no matter how difficult. Finally, taking time to reflect and reassess, as urged in book 2 Corinthians 13:5, helps us stay grounded and true to our calling. Celebrating this journey, like Paul in book 2 Timothy 4:7, ensures that we recognize the strength and the resilience built from staying committed to our beliefs. By holding fast to our values, we live lives that not only reflect our integrity, but also inspire those around us to do the same. You see, it's a life of purpose, power, and ultimately of fulfillment. But you see, we can't get fulfillment if we're not living on integrity. And you might be saying to me, John, well, I don't believe in that. Well, you don't have to believe in it. But if you find out that you're not living a certain way, you know what that means? It means that you're missing the boat, right? And by missing the boat, you're living life. So there's two ways to live life, right? There's one where you can just live, right? And there's another one where you can thrive. And so we can truly thrive when we understand our purpose. And by understanding our purpose, guess what that does? It allows us to connect with other people. Okay. It allows us to connect. And I think that's a very, very important thing. All right. A very, very important thing. And maybe you might be saying to me, John, I don't quite get that. Well, it does take time to understand. I will definitely grant you that. And so when you're probably saying to me, hey, John, how, and this is a great question, how do I become a person? Well, more than that, how do I become a person that acts upon purpose and integrity? That's a very loaded question, right? So becoming a person who acts with purpose and integrity requires intentional effort and a commitment to aligning your thoughts, actions, and values. So some ways you can do that are basically clarifying your core values, understanding what truly matters to you. This is the foundation of integrity and purpose. Spending time reflecting on your beliefs, principles, and passions. Once you have clarity on your values, you'll be able to navigate life's decisions more confidently, knowing that your actions align with your inner convictions. Number 2, set goals with purpose. Act with purpose means you have a clear vision of where you want to go and why. Set both short-term and long-term goals that align with your values, not anybody else's. These goals will provide direction and keep you focused on them, and this will help you make decisions that are in line with your true self. Self-discipline. Integrity requires discipline. It's easy to get sidetracked or take shortcuts, but a person of integrity consistently strives to do the right thing, even when no one is watching. This means following through on promises, sticking to your values, and choosing the harder but more rewarding path. Developing self-discipline helps you maintain consistency in your actions, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it does. Take time each day or week to reflect on your actions. Reflect regularly. Decisions and the alignment with your core values. Are you living with integrity? Are you moving towards your goals with purpose? Regular self-reflection allows you to make course corrections and ensures that you don't stray from the path of authenticity and integrity. Yes, say that one fast. Be accountable. Surround yourself with people who will hold you accountable. Having a support system of people who share similar values will not only encourage you to live with integrity, but will also inspire you to act with purpose. Accountability partners can challenge you when you veer off course and help you stay committed to your higher self. Act with courage. Integrity sometimes means making tough decisions or standing up for what is right, Even when it's unpopular or difficult, acting with courage doesn't mean being fearless, but it is about taking the right action despite your fears or your doubts. Purposeful action requires courage to face challenges and stay true to your values no matter what the circumstances. Lead by example. Be a role model for others by consistently acting with purpose and integrity. People are often inspired by the way you live and the example you set. When you lead with integrity, you create a ripple effect that encourages others to do the same, building a community of purposeful and ethical individuals. I was on a social media platform not too long ago, today, doing a live private stream. And I was saying to the people, I don't want a million followers. I'd rather have a small amount of followers that are all about integrity and appreciate the value that I bring to the table. And so that means that you don't represent products just because they make you money. And if something makes you money and you don't believe in a product, I will never stand behind it, regardless of how much money it might make me. Because, see, that's not in alignment with my core values. My core values are integrity. So I'll give you this example. There was this guy on one of these social media platforms, and he was saying, "Oh, you can get this such and such stick on the shop," and so it was like, I think it was like about $30 or something. So I was looking at what the stick was, so I could go buy it somewhere else because I knew that if I bought it on this platform, returning it would have been like really a nightmare. So I found it on another major platform, and they have a very, let's say, liberal return policy. And so I got the device literally about, let's say, a couple days ago. And it was one of these sticks that's supposed to be like a selfie stick, but it's also supposed to have this feature where it has a gimbal where the camera can turn with you. Well, first of all, the thing was complete crap, number one. It wasn't very sturdy, but the other big issue I had is that, so this is the size of my phone, right? So the brackets, I could stretch them enough to hold this, and it worked, right? But my problem was that even I could put it in there and I could get it to hold pretty well. The camera that would turn it was underneath, was right here. So that meant the only way that I could do it is to turn the unit. So if it was this way, to turn it like this and put the phone in like this. It had great gestures, which they all do. So if you do this, it's supposed to stop. If you do this, it's supposed to restart. Now, they just said do this. The other one just said do this, right? Nowhere in the instructions did it say to do this, but you actually have to do this to get it to stop. You have to do this to get it to start following you. And so the thing that I really don't like is that when you put the iPhone in there, unless I was to take it completely out of my case, which I'm not going to do. So, I mean, I took the rubber off like this, and I was able to wedge it in there, but getting it out wasn't very easy, and it was not really designed to hold an iPhone with a case on it. Like, it was just terrible. And so the way a lot of the other ones work, when you put them in, they hold the phone, and then you take the little camera, AI sensing camera, can be mounted on different places magnetically, and then that'll work. So I made the decision after I showed people on this one platform that this thing was horrible. I was actually making some pizza. Those of you remember that are on the platform and seeing me stream to you guys right now. I made some pizza, some Elio's pizza. And while I was doing that, the pizza was done in like 11 minutes. And so once, just before that was done, I was holding up the selfie stick and showing, look, this looks nice. And I think a lot of people, when they see these things on different platforms, I'm not going to mention the platform, but you know which platform it probably is, they were hyping this up like it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. But when I tell you it was terrible, it was absolutely terrible. I mean, it was so terrible that I couldn't wait to return it. So I went on the platform tonight, this other platform, requested the refund. So I'm literally bringing it to a store tomorrow to return it. They're going to send it back to them. Now, I paid $59. On the shop, it was like $30. But again, I can get my money back. And I decided to go buy a gimbal that was more professional. So I think it was a gimbal or something like that. But it's just made a lot better. So I think a lot of times, we get fooled by these gimmicks. And this guy, I have to say shame on him because he made it sound like it was great. He didn't tell you about all the bad things, like it wasn't designed. I mean, I couldn't, in all honesty, get up there and tell you this was a great product. This thing sucked. Yes, it moved. Now, it was only a gimbal that was one axis. Most are two axes, so they'll move different. Or they're three axis, right? They can move pan, tilt, zoom. They can do a lot of things. And I think as I saw this and all these people, you better run quick. First of all, the product was supposed to cost on this store, I think it was supposed to cost like $69. And they said I was getting a discount because I was going to be a first-time shopper on there. And that kind of turned me off. So I did some research to find out where else could I buy this product. And that's what I found out. And I got it. And it was in a very nice, pretty box. Came with a nice USB cable to charge it. Even had a little rechargeable light where you could push it and get different modes on it. But all the others do the same thing. And the stick, it wasn't the worst stick I've ever seen. I've seen worse sticks. But the mount for the iPhone, oh my gosh, it was a complete disaster. And the manual they gave me wasn't even a manual. It was like a small little opened up map. Very hard to read. The only thing I could really see very easily was, without holding it very close, was basically the gestures. And even that was put down wrong because I told you have to do this or you have to do this, respectively. There was another gesture like this to stop gestures. So, I don't know. I think some people feel that they can just con people. And that's a problem. Big problem for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. I hope you guys have a fantastic evening and do check out BelieveMeAchieve.com. More of my amazing, inspiring creations. Good night, everyone.